And hello again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I told you we'd be back. And it's time for, well, it's time for more demons with boobs who want to ride it, my pony. I probably just sung a song. People are like, why is still trying to sing that? Why? But since we did take a look at it the last time and people did love it so much, I figured, hey, let's make it a short little let's play. That way people can enjoy themselves, look at anime women with big old titties, and find a way to be happy about themselves. Or if they need something to make them happy if they're having a bad day. So hip hip hooray. I've done a good thing. I think I've done a good thing. Of course, if you're new to this game, well, let's just say they're demons and they want to ride your pony. Anyway, who for me says, indulging in fiction can allow one to experience a wide gambit of emotions, all the while in conflict in the comfort of one's home. Yeah, I am not doing the female voices because I think that might give people nightmares. They can be most identifying, relaxing too. You ought to try it, Maria. You might enjoy it. Not that very much, but well. By the way, don't forget the company that made this. They have the thing out where if you share the picture for Sunday, you'll get a nice picture on Sunday. Maria acquires a stand of white hair about one finger her brow followed. Suppose I can give it a chance. You seem enthused about it, and I would not wish to spoil your fun. Alright, now we're 4 for 5. What about you? Do you want to listen to? Sure, I'm game. I don't have any problem with horror stories, because my life is a horror story. Great, let's get started then. First, I've got to dim the lights for dramatic effect. Hazel turns off the lights in the living room, thus plunging us into darkness, aka Oakland. Now I want to paint for you a picture using nothing but my voice. Close your eyes and let my story wash over you. It's time to step into your worst nightmare. My cooking, Hazel's cooking, probably. My cooking's good. Once upon a time, not so very long ago, there was a cute but scatterbrained musical student. We call him, how about Azusa? Azusa was a cheerful girl, but she had a secret which she nursed within her breast like a flickering flame. She was passionately and very in love with the campus idol, Mikako. Minako was a beautiful girl from a wealthy family, all with the affectionate of influence. She wore expensive clothes, sprayed herself with full perfume, and her hair was neatly teased into curls. She could play numerous instruments. Her essays received the highest praise, and she was the darling of all the facility, and most of the student body too. I soon knew when she first laid eyes upon Minako that she had to have her for her own. But though her social standings were so desperate, I soon feared Monica would never return her feelings. So it's like Romeo and Juliet. Or Cinderella. By the way, apparently there's a new Cinderella film coming out, which I've seen the trailers and I'll gladly take a pass. But I will say this, knowing that Cat Dog and April O'Neil on the new Nickelodeon Smash Brothers game, that's got me hyped for that even more now. And I am hyped for the new King of Fighters game. That comes out next year. A lot of games coming out next year I'm planning for. King of Fighters, TMNT, Shredder's Revenge. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker series, which may eventually come out by the time I get a woman. But Saints Row Remastered I'm kind of hesitant on. I mean, it kind of feels like Saints Row, but then it's kind of more millennial bullshit, and I hate millennials. Anyway, Asuka was cast into the doldrums of the blackest despair. Okay, so she's in the Oakland Raiders, or in this case, Las Vegas Raiders pit. But while she followed, a rumor began to spread around campus. According to this rumor, one need only to take a candid photograph of their beloved and text it to a mysterious woman called Venus. Then the pair would be bound together for all eternity. Asura did not believe in fairy tales. She was dense, but not wholly stupid, but was so desperate she would have tried anything. Sneakily, she took a photo of Minako and then sent it to the woman called Venus. But after that, things began to go horribly wrong. The Raiders won a Super Bowl again. Ah, that's the scariest thing. She's not bad looking. It was late at night when Usu's phone began to beep. The sun jolted her awake to the bedroom darker than an abyss. Eyes wide, her hair rumpled. As Zuko reached for the phone, she took it betwixt her trembling fingers, heart pounding all the while, for she knew who it was who had messaged her. It was Venus. Sue read through Venus's reply once, twice, and then she felt her heart constrict within her chest. Venus' message read as thus: Thank you, foolish girl, for sending me a photograph of your beloved. She truly is adorable, though I fear she shall not be for much longer. I am a fair witch, and I shall use my powers to bind you as per the rumors. It would not do to go back upon my word, but alas, I will not let you get what you want that easily. Are you not familiar with the old saying that one ought to be careful what they wish for? If you truly loved this woman, you would confess to her on your own, but you did not. You were cowardly and hoped instead to ensure her with magic, and this cannot go unpunished. My powers are great, and with it shall get what you want, but not in the manner you envisioned. Minako so shall be mine, but her body is yours. You may do with it as you will for all eternity, until it begins to rot. But she will not be the woman you remember. Her essence now belongs to me. She ought to be but a husk, and she will haunt you for the rest of your days. Can you not hear her foolishly, Asu? She's coming to you this very moment, dragging her feet behind as I type. She's standing outside your home, and soon she will begin to knock. As you may imagine, Ursu was terrified by this message. She gripped her phone in her hands, curled up on her bed, and tried to console herself. Surely it was some prank, done in bad taste. It was unthinkable that Minako could have been cursed, all thanks to a single photograph. Take a look at this photograph! My God, it's a naked grandma! Ah! She thought of texting her childhood friend, Mia, for reassurance despite the lateness of the hour. But no sooner than she had begun to scroll through her contact list, she heard it. A knock. There was only one knock at first, but it was low, ominous, and it startled her soon, so she dropped her phone upon her mattress. Her heart constricted her chest as though squeezed by a gallical hand, and her blood ran ice cold as D. Malenko. Perhaps the message had not been a joke after all. Venus had promised Minako would come to her, silent as a thief in the night, and rap upon her door, and here she was, as Venus had stated. It was too precise to be a mere coincidence, and too late for Sue to receive any other visitors. The sky beyond her bedroom window was black as pitch. Even the stars and the moon seemed to have been extinguished. There was no light in Usu's room, nor any hope. Perhaps, Usu told herself, if I sit very still and very quiet, the person outside my door will go away. But they did not. Another knock rippled through the darkness of Usu's home, unwinding in the air like thread. Then came another, and another. The knocking grew more intense with the passing seconds, while Uzu grew more and more fearful. Her heart was beating so hard now that she feared it might rupture within her breast and go croak the raven nevermore. If you get that reference, congratulations, you know who Edgar Allan Poe is. She did not want to answer the door, because knock, that ain't heaven, knock, knock, knocking at your door. But she feared if she refused, the antelope would split it open like a walnut. Then they would even be less obligated to listen to reason. Nobody likes being kept out in the cold, not even monsters. Alright, I'm coming, I'll let you in. So please don't hurt me. I never wanted this to happen. Azu rose from her bed, trembling legs, then crossed to a darkened bedroom. Granted, her bedroom looks like it's got enough light in there. Her floorboards creaked beneath her weight, dark and sinister, and all the while the knocking continued. It echoed within her ears over and over, threatening to drive her to madness. Need a little bit of excitement? Ooh, yeah, snap into a Slim Jim as we go for the macho madness. Oh, yeah. Where's Miss Madness and Medusa? As her palm was a small one with only 2 rooms, she had lived there for a year, and it was as familiar to her as her own palm. But in the dark, she stumbled. Everything looked strange and shadowy. Even her rice cooker upon the counter made her start. Her whole body was numb. The knocking continued over and over until her interlude but stupid young heroine reached the front door where her shoes were lined up like Russian dolls. She swallowed. Then she reached out. I'll let you in. I'll let you in. So please don't curse me. Don't hate me. I only did this because I love you. I'm so sorry, Minako. Azuko's fingers curled about the door handle. It was shockingly cool, so much so it seemed to drain the warmth from her skin. She turned the door, the lock clicked, and it drew back to reveal a stumbling figure that defied Azuko's comprehension. It was Minako, but at the same token, it was not. Her hair, normally so perfectly, fell in a tangle about her shoulders, obscuring much of her face. Her eyes were shrouded in darkness, but her mouth was twisted in a look of despair. Her skin was white as chalk, white as death. As she stumbled forth, Azuko drew back, again firmly aware of what she had done. Brian Weber says, "What's up, Doug? I'm doing good, streaming my second game of the night." Venus, whoever she was, had cast an awful enchantment upon her Minako. She had, with nothing more than a photo, stripped all that was human from the prim and proper young lady, transferring her into something awful, something evil indeed, as Funaki would say. No, oh God, no. As soon as stumbled, she tripped and hit the floor with a dull thud which could not break the pair of eerie silence. Minako, is that really you? Minako did not say anything. Perhaps she could not. She only drew closer, arms outstretched, as she made to fold Azuko to her, to take her. Minako, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Azuko whimpered helplessly, tears bending in her eyes. It seemed as she sat there staring at the thing which had once been Minako. They were the only 2 people left all in the ward. She could scream if she had the breath. But who would hear her? Who would save her? John Cena, da 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 da! She had been plunged into a nightmare, and she knew, as she felt Minako's fingers close about her wrist, her Cameron breath raspy and lifeless upon her cheek, that she would never, ever wake up. You know, that would have been a time for a good ghost to pop up. So what you think? Hazel concludes her tale with a self-satisfying grin, leaning back upon the couch with one leg crossed. That was pretty spooky, huh? Well, I wonder. Who's taking up the mantle as our resident horror expert, folds her arms, her expression thoughtful. Suppose your tale contained a lot of aspects of classic horror stories, though. I cannot but feel a touch disappointed at its conclusion. How so? Do you think it wasn't gory enough? I could have had zombie running to her pointy teeth straight through Asuka's photo. Going, girl. Hazel dives at Yuri, who's sitting behind her, and begins to tickle her, to which Yuri shrieks. Get off me, you moron. You're going to wrinkle my clothes. Brian says, are you happy Brock's back? Not really. Personally, I feel like then this is the problem with this storyline, because at least with Lashley's thing, You know, last year's going to be chilled if it's Goba, which I don't think it's going to be. You know, I think fans don't want to see Drew right back in it, particularly because of the stipulation. But my problem with Roman and Brock, and the aspect of the WWE storyline and everything, they're both heels. So you want the fans to cheer for the guy who in storyline's a heel. You know, he's beloved by a lot of females and children because he beat cancer. Or do you want him to cheer for the guy who most won't because he's a part-timer? You literally, WWE is like, hey, we want you to cheer for one of the two things that you've been told to hate. Sorry, but I can't. I'm too busy being a zombie. We don't have brains, so we can't listen to orders. All we know is blood. Now give me the goods. You'll be getting no goods from me, idiot. Stop that. No, wait. Don't touch me there. That's nah. Anna giggles, pin breath beneath the couch and the weight of Hazel's body as our storyteller runs her hands beneath the hem of her shirt. Hazel! Yuri lashes out, one of her feet catching Hazel in the stomach. Oof. Hazel's stomach might be toned, but Yuri's legs are lean and deceptively muscular, trained at the years of perfecting complex dance routines. Hazel recoils breathlessly and cradles her belly. Ha 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 ha. Panting heavily, she brushes a few loose strands of her hair behind her ear. Then she smiles. You might look cute, but you'll give as good as you can get. Guess that's Yuri for you. If any zombies try to eat you, you knock them flying. Of course, I am not to be trifled with. Please remember that the next time you try to attack me. You may not be so lucky to escape with your head attached to your shoulders. Dawn, she looks like a flower, but she sure as heck stings like a bee. I've got to remember that. Kind of like my head where it is. I don't want to end up like a seal. Hazel giggles. So, what were you saying about my story, Hufame? Do you think it'd be better if there was more blood and gore? It's quite the opposite, in fact. I think you tipped too much of your hand. The way you built suspense was commendable, but it all fell apart when Minako was revealed to be the one at the door. If it were me, I would have ended the story before the big reveal. It is often better to keep the reader, or in this case the listener, guessing, particularly in horror. Brock's babyface now, and eventually Heyman's going to turn. Here's the thing with Brock, and this is if he's the babyface, it's not going to work. Brock is a natural heel. Brock's even back when Brock was first in the company, he wasn't a great babyface because he was never that good on the mic. So. And Heyman's not exactly what I would call a good babyface either. He's always been a heel for the most part. Often our imaginations can conjure up scenarios more horrifying than words ever could. So you're not in the blood and guts and gore camp. There is a time and place for it, but it's not the sort of horror I prefer. I like suddenly disquieting stories with flickering lights and ambient noises. Ghosts and maleficent spirits are my forte. Not blood-soaked zombies or serial killers. Hee, I guess I should have figured as much. Let me guess, you're a fan of creepy abandoned shrines too. But of course, I'm very partial to them. I knew it, and what about the rest of you? Do you like my story? Hers is looking at me, expectorating her eyes wide. I guess she's waiting for my feedback. What should I say? I thought it was a good story, or it needs a bit of work. You know, everything was good to the ending, so I gotta agree. It needs a little bit of work. I think your story could use a bit of refining, Hazel. Yeah, do you really think so? Doesn't that go without saying? Yuri pipes up, her eyes narrowed. I thought your story was downright ridiculous. Who could ever be frightened of such nonsense? The story sounded kind of familiar. I've heard of it as remarkable before. The characters from a Yuri visual novel I once read. I haven't caused by Azuko before. Oh, good catch. Hazel whistles. I didn't think anybody else be into girl-on-girl loving like I am. I figured and fly under your radar. Who's going to take the belts off Reigns and Lashley? Well, if they were smart, I would have Finn Balor or Big E be the one to take it off Roman. I would say Cesaro, but they pretty much buried him after he had his one shot, and then they pretty much sent him back to the mid-card, which, again, that's why so many people have left WWE and went to AEW, because they're not the ones who get to leave anyway, who don't get fired, because they don't push new stars. As far as for Lashley, if you do a trade, you could probably say Cesaro at that point. But looking at who it is on Raw, because Drew can't get another title shot till Lashley loses it, most likely, I'd have to say Killian Cross maybe, because I'd be believable. The only other one I could say is maybe the new United States Champion, Mr. Priest, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm not into it myself, but I like cute girls and I like visual novels. I read a lot of different ones. Are you admitting you stole your story, Hazel? I knew you were scummy, but I didn't think you were a plagiarist. That's a crime, you know. Hey, Hazel pouts. It ain't a crime so as long as you don't get caught. And besides, there are so many stories out there, it's hard to be wholly original. It sounds like an excuse to me. It ain't an excuse. I've changed the story up a whole bunch. But you did use someone else's characters. Why not? I'm bad at thinking up names. Hazel's story was quite unlike the original. In the visual novel I read, Yamiko's soul wasn't stolen. She didn't turn into a zombie. She was actually a sadist, kind of like Maria, and she bullied Isu, but Isu was a masochist, and she liked it, and they had a happy ending. There wasn't anything creepy about it. There, you see, it's totally different. I don't know if you improved it, though. I like stories with happy endings. I take it you're not a fan of horror? It's fine, but I want Hazel and Miniko to be happy together. I couldn't care one way or the other. Personally, it's not like any of it is real. Doesn't really matter. Yui rolls her eyes and then raises her feet. Now I think I'm going to bed. Are you tired, Yuki? I'm Yui. I am so bad at mispronouncing these damn names. I'm tired of Hazel's stupid ghost stories and I don't want to be tickled again. Night. Yui leaves the room and Hufame and Cosmosis soon to follow. Now it's only Hazel, Maria, and I in the living room. So what did you think? Hazel looks at Maria, who's been very quiet throughout the evening. Did you like my story, Mia? What? Oh, Maria blinks slowly, then shakes her head. It might be my imagination, but I think I can see the faint beginnings of a blush upon her face. It was fine, I suppose. You suppose, but you don't know. Weren't you listening to me, Maria? Oh, of course I was, though I fear I did not, or stick. I was otherwise occupied thinking about stocks. Why stocks? Stocks are very, very important. The success of my company is based upon them. I cannot help but think of them. It's really quite alright, so please don't ask any further questions. Now I must go to bed. Mori gets to her feet perhaps a bit too quick as she almost stumbles, but she's able to right herself at the last minute. Good night, you two. Don't stay up too late. Oh, and who to go? I hope you don't have any bad dreams. Maria's voice is softer than usual, almost motherly. The look she afflicts me is with one of genuine concern, so compassionate it warms my heart. The exterior might be cold and hard, but deep down, Maria's a huge sweetheart. Thanks, but I think I'll be fine. I've seen worse horror movies than that. Here's the story really wasn't all that scary. It wasn't? Not really. Why? Did it bother you? No, of course not. I'm too mature to let such silly tales bother me. I was simply concerned for your sake. Haha. Yeah, she got scared. Now, I really must go. Good night, dear Huniko. Yeah, good night. I watched the movie depart on trembling legs, my arms folded. Now I know it wasn't my imagination. Maria was really blushing, and she was stuttering too. This is almost un-Murian-like behavior. I'm starting to get curious. She isn't afraid of ghosts, is she? Ah, what a day. Yep, in game and real life. I sigh to myself as I turn over beneath my covers. It's late at night and I'm exhausted, but I can't sleep. My Succubus and entourage are running me ragged with their infighting and all their demands. But I care for each of them, and I'm happy I was able to go on a holiday with them. It's been a lot of fun. I hope we can spend even more time together tomorrow. I yawn again, pull my covers about me like a cocoon. Blanketed by darkness, everything is still and quiet. I can hear, though, faintly the sound of waves as they lap against the shore. But the seabirds are absent. They must be fast asleep by now. I fear I should follow in their suit, but I close my eyes. I still can't nod off. Start counting sheep, hoping this will help, but... I stared at my 17th sheep, started by a rapping of knuckles. There's somebody at my bedroom door. For a brief few moments, I think back on Haze's horror story and of the zombified Minako. Minako, I'm sorry to disturb you, but I wanted to see you. Are you awake? But the voice which accompanies the knocking is nothing at all like the grunting of a blooded zombie. I recognize the voice. Maria? Yes, it's me. Pardon my intrusion. Can I come in? Sure you can, and don't worry. I hadn't fallen asleep yet anyway. You're not disturbing me. Thank goodness. I'm so glad. Oh, hello, nurse. She's in her demon outfit. Maria exerts and relieved, then lets herself in. She closes the door with a soft click, careful not to cause too much noise, then turns to face me. Her bronze skin seems to be blended in with the darkness, but her ivory hair stands out, a flickering flame atop a tallow candle. She isn't wearing her white sundress, and neither is she in her pajamas. She's clad instead in her Succubus attire, though for what reason I cannot fathom. Do you usually sleep like that? Those horns look like they get in the way, not to mention the wings. Sometimes I do, and the Succubus one, it's expected though. But as a human, I generally dispense with them even at night. So you're just like that because... It's a bit embarrassing, but well, Maria Chloe presses the hips of her index fingers together. Thought it'd be best to spend the night like this just in case. In case what? In case Santa Claus comes down the chimney to give you some cookies? In case anything bad happened. If I'm in my Succubus form, it would be easy for me to fight off any enemies. Oh, who the hell is going to show up? The Detroit Lions? Shit! What enemies? I frown. This is usually private beach. We're the only people here. Nobody else is allowed to stay here. Not without Yui's express permission. Thus, it's pretty well hidden too. Seems unlikely this place got broken into. It is not these I'm worried about. They're mere humans who can be disposed of as easy as stubbing out a cigarette. I am worried about Marie number something, but yet her voice is so quiet I can't hear her. What was that? I beckon Marie to me, and she comes standing by my bedside with interlinked hands and anxious eyes. What are you worried about? It is... Maria pauses, then inhales. Silly, very silly in fact. I know I'm being foolish, but I can't help myself. I've been horribly on the edge ever since I heard Hazel's silly story, though I'm only too aware it is nonsensical. I don't believe in ghosts or monsters, and yet... now I think I understand why Maria came to me. My earlier guess was right on the money. You are all afraid of ghosts. Neat. Maria steps back, obscured her cheeks burn cherry red, much like her Succubus attire. Is it really that obvious? It was kind of obvious, yeah, I could tell you weren't acting quite yourself tonight. It all started when Hazel brought up the ghost stories. You were distracted and you were stammering. I never seen you like that before. Oh no. Marie says her shoulders slump. You don't think the others realized, do you? I don't think they did, no. Yuri was more focused on degathering Hazel than examining you, and Hazel's not the most intelligent of people. There's a chance two of them may have noticed. I would not be surprised if she did. She knows me better than the rest. But she's discreet. I doubt she'd tease you about it. Well, that is a relief. I wouldn't be able to stand if that offer Yuri knew about this. My reputation would be ruined. She would never take me seriously again. Maria blinks at me from beneath her eyelashes. You won't tell anybody about this, will you, Hunico? Well, just in case we do have to choose a different option. Nah, we all got something we're afraid of, so I'll be nice. Of course not. Your secret's safe with me. Thank goodness, I'm happy to know it. Of course, I never doubted you, but I fear I may have made myself look foolish. I hope you're not judging me. This is pretty unexpected, I admit it, but I don't think any less of you because of it. We all have phobias, and they're not always logical. I don't really like insects myself, especially spiders. There's something about their long, spindly legs. I shudder. They're so gross. That's not very manly, but it is no matter. I dislike bugs myself. Few people are fond of them. Apart from Cosmosis, perhaps. Does she like bugs? I don't know what that girl likes. Her tastes are all so unusual. She's perplexing, but at least she's relatively good-natured. I don't think she would mock me if she knew the truth, but I wouldn't facially prefer if nobody find out. I am Watsuko Maria, the well-respected businesswoman. I know for my super decision-making skills, my level-headed nature. It would not do if it got out that I am afraid of monsters. Might be bad for your public image, yeah, but it's fine if you want to confide this stuff to me. In fact, I'm glad you came to me for comfort. I like feeling useful. I'll listen to anything you have to say, and I won't mock you, so don't worry. You don't need to be afraid when you're with me. Now, I pull my covers back, then pat an empty space beside me. Do you want to spend the night with me? I can keep you safe. Oh, Hunoko. Rui's face floods with gratitude. She places one hand upon her bosom, which is heavy, and smiles. I knew I could rely on you. This is why you're my darling above all others. You're such a good, kind man. Nah, I'm nothing special. I'm just doing what anybody would. Who would turn down the opportunity to spend the night with a babe like you? You might have a point there. I am just as renowned for my looks as I am my business acumen, but you're the only one I wish to lie with. You are my dear Huniko, and when I'm with you, I never feel afraid, not of bugs or monsters. You got no need to worry on that score. I'll scare them all for you, I promise. Rui slides in the bed beside me, then cuddles to me. She rests her head upon my chest and winds her arms around my waist, her silvery hair fanning across the pillows. I put the blankets over us, then nuzzle against her. Now I get the thing where I can't talk to vibrator. When I inhale, I can smell the scent of Maria's shampoo. It has a pleasant, fruity aroma which puts me at ease. My eyelids begin to droop, I yawn. Then I fall fast asleep. See, we all just need a hot-looking woman in life to fall asleep with. Hey, Huniko, wake up, Huniko. What? I rose very early the following morning by a triple voice, so agenic it's almost draining. In the face of all of this cheeriness, I feel more tired than ever before. Yawning, I clicked both eyes open and soon have to blink away the white spots which bloom before my vision. Ah, of course, it's the freaking exercise demon. It takes me a few minutes for my vision to focus, but when it does, a familiar face comes into view. Jesus looming over me, her ponytail blushing my cheek. Her fingers are caught about my shoulders, but she draws away when my eyes open and beams. Hello there, sleeping beauty. How are you feeling? Good? Tired. I yawn again and turn over in bed. Can't you give me a few more minutes? No way, this is too important to wait. Why? What is it? My boss doesn't want me to come into the office, does he? Forget about your boss. I'm here to be your exercise fairy, to take care of your health. Ugh. I groan. I was afraid this might happen. Hazel takes her health and none of the others very seriously, which I suppose is a good thing. But I came here to relax, not work up a sweat. I'd rather idle away my hours on the beach, shipping cocktails like Maria. Speaking of which, where is Maria? I swear she slipped into my bed last night, grabbed in her Succubus outfit, but I can't see hide nor hair of her this morning. Did she really come into my bed, or was that a dream? Something doesn't seem very Marie-like to seek shelter in my arms after listening to a silly horror story. I can't remember the final points of Hazel's yawn, but I can't recall it being all that blood-curdling. Now don't you me, mister. Hazel takes my shoulders again, then turns me over so I'm facing her. Why don't you come jog with me just once? You never know, you might like it. I'm pretty certain that I won't. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. If you wake me up at the crack of dawn to go jogging, I don't care if you're a 10 out of 10 on the female hotness scale. I'm gonna tell you no. I'm going back to bed. Good night. I already have to get up at the crack of dawn and sprint to the train so I can get to the office on time. It's not fun or invigorating, it's stressful. Well, yeah, but that's because you're not jogging for the love of it. Exercising for the sake of exercising is way different beast to running for a train. I'll show you how to limber up first so you don't put too much strain on your muscles. I'll let you go at your own pace. We can take a scenic route around the beach. It's super pretty here, and I'll point out all the sights. Only be in half an hour tops. When we get back, Hoover and me will have breakfast waiting for us. I swear her miso soup will taste better than anything on the back of a religious workout. You'll really feel like you've earned it. Come on, Hunaka. Hazel wakes, shakes me again, even more intensely than the last time. Keep a good company, why don't you? It's such a lovely morning, it's a shame to waste it. Let's go have some fun. For if Hazel's weeding, I doubt going jogging will be fine. Some people are made for exercise, I, alas, am not one of them. Here, here. I'll drink to that. Well, Coke in this case, since I'm still not allowed to drink alcohol for a while. My stamina decent, I guess, but I don't see the point of jogging. You have to gasp for air, you will get all sweaty, and if you're not careful, you can turn an ankle. Or a leg, or fall and bust your head open on a rock. People who go jogging for fun are a strange alien breed to me, even more so than a sex demon. Ironically enough, I think I said it on the Devil May Cry stream, but earlier this week, I was watching My Strange Addictions, where a dude gave up his divorced his ex-wife, gave up his girlfriend at the end of it, and pretty much made it seem like he was giving up the business he owned for jogging and running. So yeah, I gotta agree with this. I never understand them. I don't see why anybody would want to make themselves miserable when life is already so stressful. Hazel's position is not an attractive one, but she sure is being intense. And please, Hunako, please, 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 I just want to spend more time with you. I'm glad she wants to spend time with me so much, but I am not in the mood for this. What should I do? Well, make another save. Alright, we're gonna be nice and we're gonna accept just to make her happy. Alright, fine. I eventually cave after a brief pause. I'll come along with you, but only once, you hear? I don't want to make a habit of it, and I don't want to spend the rest of my morning sweating into my miso soup. Yay, thank you, Hunako. Hazel leans in and then presses a quick kiss on my mouth. You're the best. I love you. You only said that because I gave you what you want. That's true, I guess, but I'm not... But, Matt, just like you, I don't want gold or jewels. I only want to be with you. Crap. That was so sweet, I think I'm going to have a heart attack. And I'm not even got out of bed yet. The rest of the day does not bode well. Now, why did I agree to do this again? Because you love sex. That's why you did it right there. That is why you agreed to it right there. To quote Mr. Jones, damn, damn, damn. How you holding up back there, Hunako? You doing okay? I'm still alive at that caution, if that counts as being okay. Great, let's keep on pushing then. I'd really rather not. But I did agree to go jogging with Hazel, under duress, I might add. I made my bed and now I gotta lie in it. Or run in it. Well, I think most men would run into that and would be okay. Geez, I would like to go back to bed and get some more shut-eye. I've been jogging with Hazel for about half an hour or thereabouts, and the sun has yet to fully rise. The sky is a warm reddish pink, the sunlight playing through Hazel's ponytail and across her skin. She's wearing not a casual attire, but a set of clothes more suitable for a workout. A sports bra and a pair of very short shorts. She has much share similar fashion sensibilities. Not that I've ever seen Hazel wear a pair of cat ears. Now that might be something special. Hazel and I are sending a dirt track cut into the side of the hill. Trees fringe us on the left, and when I look to the right I can see the beach beneath me. It gets smaller and smaller as we continue our trek. My shoes trump against the dirt, while my heart thumps in my chest. I don't have any running shoes, just old sneakers, and they don't do much to cushion the impact of my soles meeting the ground. I'm a little worried my laces will come untied and then I'll go sprawling. And then I'll make a goofy soundtrack. That'd be pretty embarrassing. Not if you make the goofy sound, then everything would be funny. I'm covered in sweat too, which is equally embarrassing, but at least I'm not the only one. Hazel might be a sporting celeb, but she's not immune from the extraction of bodily fluid. She's looking a bit damp too. I guess we can sweat together beneath the rising sun. How romantic? Come on, Hunaka, let's pick up the pace. You're doing really well, but I think you could push yourself a bit harder. I'd rather not push myself at all. I'm already starting to flag. But Hazel's not looking at me anymore. Her eyes focus straight ahead, blazing with determination. She sure is giving this all. Thought she said this be a light jog. She promised me would go at my own pace. But Hazel's so in the zone, nothing seems to matter save the pace she wants to set. I can put a lonely pupil who can do not but follow in her footsteps. Wait up! Don't go too far! I scramble to keep up with her, my heart pounding all the while. Thinking of developing a stitch in my side, my stomach hurts. If we keep going for much longer, I'm afraid I might throw up. Hazel has more stamina than I could ever imagine. It'd be years, light years, even before I'm able to go toe-to-toe with Hazel Williams. I always respected Hazel's athleticism, but this morning I received a reminder of just how incredible she is. Incredible. And maybe a little insensitive. Where's she going to stop this? When I'm dead? I really hope I don't die. Not before I had a chance to get back and eat the breakfast I know Hufume will have prepared for me. That's one silver lining to all this. Guess I just gotta keep going for now. I can't be as eugenic as Hazel, but I'm still going to do my best. I snuggle back to Yui's beach house covered in sweat, my shirt sticking uncomfortably to my chest. I wash myself in the shower as soon as I'm able, then towel myself dry. So I guys had a message on the phone. Fortunately, the others didn't choose to intrude upon me, and I finished my obligations in double quick time. I changed to a fresh shirt and a pair of shorts, and entered the kitchen guided by the scent of Fufume's mouth-watering cooking. She's already finished preparing most of the food, and it's arranged on the table like some sort of banquet grilled fish, pickled plums, miso soup, raw egg over rice. There's a lot of varied dishes, and they're looking delicious, especially after my workout. Right now, I can't think of anything more attractive than carbs. You look like you've been through the wars, Hanako. Your hair is all tousled. Ufume giggles elegantly, one hand pressed to her cheek. I meanwhile groan. I feel like that I've been through the wars. My feet hurt and I'm afraid I can't bend my legs anymore. Oh dear, did you go jogging with Hazel? Yeah, I did. I didn't have much choice. She descended on me while I was sleeping in the early hours of the morning. I did try to refuse, but she was so admitted I would have felt mean. A spasm of pain shoots down my spine, which makes me wince. I don't feel any healthier after my jog with Hazel. In fact, I feel distinctly unhealthier. It's not normal to suffer back pains like this at my age, damn it. You poor thing. Hooverme shakes her head compassionately. You need to replenish that energy you lost. I hope my cooking is enough to satisfy you. Believe me, it's more than enough. You might be a sex demon, but in the kitchen, you're a goddess. Oh, I am happy to hear that. Eat up then, my dear Hunako. You can have as much as you like. You've earned it. If there's anything else you wish to try, do not hesitate to ask. I can whip it up in no time. Nothing is too much trouble for you. Thanks, Hooverme. I ease myself grimly down into a chair, hoping to cause the least amount of physical anguish possible, but for naught. Another spasm of pain ripples through my back, and I have to grit my teeth together to quell it. This is misery. It feels like the cartridge has been slowly and systematically been scooped from my bones to be replaced with molten iron. Why would anybody do this to themselves? All joggers must be masochists of the highest degree. Hopefully, Hooverme's food will help me forget about my aches and pains. Thanks for the food. I'm going to dig in. If there's one good thing about jogging, it's that I've worked up quite the appetite. I've always liked Hooverme's cooking, but it looks and tastes even more appealing now. What do you think? Hooverme services me curiously. Is the grilled mackerel to your liking? I hope it isn't too potent. No, it's incredible. The skin's nice and crispy, and the meat inside is so tender it's full of flavor. It tastes particularly good with the rice and miso soup. Thank you, Hooverme. You're a star. Well, I wouldn't go that far. One does not wish to get a swallow head after all. But thank you, seeing you devour my food so eagerly never fails to bring a smile to my face. I continue to shovel food into my mouth, even when the others arrive in the kitchen. First a freshly showered Hazel, then a home-fleeing Anna, then a half-asleep Cosmos. Why are you eating like that, Hunako? The food isn't going to grow legs and walk away. You ought to mind your manners. No, Yui, let him be. He's just tired as after the workout session I gave him. He needs to get his energy back. What workout session? Oh, you know. Hazel grins. I was so eager I couldn't hold myself back. I went into his room this morning, shook him work, and insisted, though he didn't want to at first. He said he was too tired, but I persuaded him otherwise. I already put him through his paces. I'm surprised he can still sit up. His body must be really feeling the heat. Maybe I should have gone easy on him. I feel a bit bad about it now. What are you talking about? I guarantee you saying that. Did she force him to have sex for that many hours? Yui glares at Hazel, her face on fire. I can't believe it. You're so shameless. It's not even 9 yet, and you already talked to him about filth. I don't want to hear about your escapades with Hunako. I have no interest in it whatsoever. Huh? But I was only talking about jogging. I think you might have given Yui the wrong impression. Jeez. Hazel seems to know how to push people's buttons, even when it's unattained. She's not the most sensitive people, or the most thoughtful, but I can't dislike her when she smiles like that. Sorry if I was too hard on you, Hunako. I tried to hold back, but when I start jogging, something just flips inside my head. I hope you didn't hate your time with me at the very least. It was different, yeah, but I don't suppose I hated it. The sunrise was rather pretty, if nothing else. Then does that mean you'll go jog with me again sometime? Now you're getting ahead of yourself. I shoot Hazel down promptly before she can draw up training schedule for me. I was like zero interest in toning my legs and abs. I just want to relax in the sun and eat Hooverme's cooking. Is that really too much to ask? After eating breakfast consumed and the strength in my legs more or less restored, I head to the beach with the rest of my entourage. I spend the day playing around with the others, then return to Yui's beach house when the sun's beginning to set. The 6 of us sit in the living room idly flipping through TV channels for want of anything better to do when Hazel pipes up. Oh god. Hey you guys, I just had another totally amazing idea. Oh, I'm sure it's going to be amazingly bad. Another Maria groans. This isn't going to be like your so-called amazing idea last night, is it? Where you told that silly, not at all scary horror story? For a horror story that supposedly wasn't at all scary, it sure did freak me out. I felt a bit sorry for me, but it was glorifying to see such a shy, vulnerable side of her. In case it does want to tell more spooky stories, I certainly won't veto it. What Hazel proposes, however, is different in nature, though similar in spirit to her announcement the night before. Yeah, I think I'm through with the horror stories. I ain't the best at telling them. I just can't bring my stories to life proper. I ain't good enough with words, and my vocabulary ain't developed enough. I tried my best, but my story didn't have enough impact. I think if Hazel had any more of an impact, Maria might surely have passed out. That's because the subject matter you chose was utterly unattainable stupid. Annie scarfs her arms folded, and if you want to captivate your audience to the story, you have to ensure it's worth telling first, otherwise it's a wasted effort. Some of us idols, if nobody wants to see us perform, we're worthless. Doesn't matter how much we practice, we live and die in the court of public opinion. That's so harsh, you. The world is a harsh place, there's no sense in acting otherwise. What I must endure on a day-to-day basis is far more frightening than any ghost story. Then it's a good thing I don't want to tell any ghost stories tonight then. I've had enough of that. I was thinking it might be fun if we did something more visual. What? Cosmo trips her head to one side confused. Do you want us to start cutting each other up? No, not like that. I was just thinking, horror is something you can't experience with your ears alone. You gotta let it soak into all 5 of your senses. We're graduating beyond the need for silly stories. It's high time we faced our fears head on, in the dead of night, with nothing but our flashlights to guide us. Oh, hell no. No, because I'm sorry, if I see one fucking mannequin, this stream is over. In other words, I think we should go on a test of cards. Let's take a walk in the dark and push our nose to the limit. What do you say? A test of cards, That does sound more amusing than telling stories, and it might make for a good workout. I wouldn't mind going for a walk. It is really pretty night. Stars are so bright. I bet I could take a whole bunch of photos. I'm not opposed to the idea either. Sounds like a novel way to pass the time. Alright. Hazel punches her fist in the air victoriously. Then it's decided, let's get out there and face all the ghouls and ghosts and monsters head on. This is going to be such a blast. Yeah, I'm with Maria. Maria's expert looks less than enthused about the idea. She stares at me helplessly, a cold sweat already beginning to form upon her brow. Hinako? She murmurs, her voice softer than a whisper. Say something to her, please. You can't let this go ahead. I can't go for a walk in the forest tonight. It'll be bad for my heart. I'm tensing up just thinking about it. Poor Marie, she looks petrified. I do feel sorry for her, but... What do you say, Hinako, my man? Are you in? Oh, God. So we got 2 choices. I feel like this might be one of those that actually leads to a different ending. Cringe, yeah, well. Hey, Grayon, Alien, hope you're having a good night tonight. Let's see. You know what? As somebody who... Yeah, I am not gay. I would rather stay inside and watch Master Chef in Hell's Kitchen. I have no qualms about the test of courage myself, but I think Maria might... She's looking awfully perkly. I have to try to defend her. That's my responsibility as her partner. Sorry, Hazel, but we can't... But can we take a rain check on this? I'm not in the mood to go spin around in the dark, huh? But why? Hazel pouts. It'll be really fun, come on. Nico, don't be a spoiler sport. Everybody else wants to go ahead with this. I would not say I want to do it, but it might make for an interesting change of pace. Why are you being so hesitant, Inigo? Yuri's lips curl to a vicious sheer. Oh boy. Don't tell me you're actually scared of ghosts. No, I'm not, but... Crap, I can't believe I was about to say Maria's name out there. How can I smooth this over without saying my mama? Your mama? Anna shouts. You call your mother mama? Yeah, crap. This has gone bad from worse. I must sound like a complete centurion, but I've come too far to go back now. I can't spill Maria's secret, so I need to keep going with the shaky bullshit lie. My mama told me not to wander around at night. It could be dangerous. And you still care what your mama... Annie makes it quotation marks with her fingers grinning as she does so. I think she's having a bit too much fun with this. Not that I can blame her. I already set myself up to fail that here. Thinks at your age. I can't believe it. Grow up, Hunako. I've got to admit, that was pretty uncool. I'm starting to think you might seriously be scared of ghosts. Can you imagine at his age? That'd be too funny. Jeez, now I'm starting to laugh. Yuri doubles over with Martha, arm is wounded about her stomach. I didn't know you were such a mama's boy, Hunako, is such a scaredy cat. Oh, if only your mama was here, I bet she could look after you. Ha 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 ha. Grr. Grit my teeth together. It's taking all my willpower not to yank Yuri's twin tears out of her scalp. You can believe what you want, I'm just trying to be sensible. It's pitch black outside. What if one of us twists our ankle? It won't be completely dark. I'll bring a few flashlights. Come on, let's go have fun. I've got it all planned out. Wouldn't want my best efforts to be for nothing, would you? That's no way to treat a cute girl like me. Think of what your ma'd say about that. Well, I glance at Maria. I was hoping to avoid this for her sake, but Hazel's being awfully pushy. I don't know if I can extract us from this sticky situation. Sorry, Marie. I set up to her mother to her ear. I guess I couldn't dissuade Hazel after all. That is alright, dear. Maria rests one hand upon mine, a small smile on her face. It's enough that you made an effort. Though I'm not looking forward into this. Maria bites her lower lip. Do you promise to look out for me? I'll do my best. It's the least I can offer, really, after I blundered this so badly. Upsetting Maria is the last thing I want. Yeah, I don't care about the other ones. There's only 2 people I care about in this whole group. The 6 of us head outside, led by Hazel. She guides us across the beach, the ocean dyed black beneath the starry sky, a flashlight in hand. Hoofa May holds a second flashlight, which Hazel bequeathed her before leaving, and I have the third. Once we cross the beach, Hazel then leads us up an incline. We follow the dirt path for a while, then take a detour through the trees. The trees are tall and dense packed. It's so dark. It'd be impossible to see without these flashlights. The soles of my shoes crunch against the grass which sways around me. I am in the forest. I can hear the sound of chirping insects. I don't know what that word is, but I'm just going to say crickets, maybe. It's not cold per se, but the air is delicately lukewarm. I dig my hands into my pockets, shivering. Maria's shivering too, though I don't think it's because of the temperature. She clutches her transcendent warp wrap around her wrist and glances about, her eyes wide. There's a crunching sound, and Maria, and a far cry from her usual composed self, almost jumps out of her skin. Did you hear that sound? It's alright, don't worry, it's just a twig. How can you be so certain? It's so dark, it's hard to see anything. What if it was some sort of... Maria's voice drops to a whisper. Monster. If there are any monsters around here, I'll attack you, don't worry, still. I grin. You're forgetting, you are a succubus. You're probably one of the most monstrous things around here with your horns and your tail. Are you saying I'm a monster, Hunako? No, I didn't mean it quite like that. I'm trying to console you. You're psychologically stronger than any ordinary humans, and I bet you're able to overpower any monster. That might be true. What about the ghost? They don't have corporeal bodies as far as I know. I can use magic, but it might not have any effect upon them. I'll be completely at their mercy. Shh, it's fine. I take Maria's hand in mine, squeezing, hoping this will console her. Maria's shivers do seem to have subsided somewhat, but still, she looks about as anxious, her eyes drawing hither and thither. She looks afraid, which I guess is a reasonable reaction. The forest does look pretty spooky. There's many shadows. Any number of strange creatures could be hiding among them. I glance about, keeping a tight grip on my flashlight. If I drop it, I might be in some real trouble. The force is pretty dense. I need to be careful when I'm putting my feet. If not, I might slip. I wouldn't make much of a knight in shining armor laying on my ass. A slip up that would do nothing to ease Maria's anxieties. How long do you expect us to walk, Hazel? Feels like it's been hours. I don't want to turn an ankle or tear my skirt. I'm getting tired. I'm not used to so much exercise, and it's so dark I can't take any nice photos either. Not to worry, you two, we're almost there. We just need to go a little further. That's what you said the last time we asked. And we were almost there then too. But now we're really nearly almost there. Seriously? Yes, really. Hazel continues to halt, then turns to face us. She's gritting her white teeth. Bright and harsh yellow light excluding from her torch. Right, this should just be as good as any spot to begin. What are we beginning exactly? Maria extracts her hands from mine, then draws herself to full height. Eyes narrowed, she forces herself to look cool and calm, and not at all afraid. We have been walking for quite some time, and I am in heels no less. I have no desire to loiter about in the dark a moment longer. Well, I have half a mind to go back home. Oh, come on, Maria, don't back out now, not when we come this far. We haven't even gotten into the good part yet, clearly. Maria's upper lip curls. Nothing we have done tonight has been in the vicinity of good. It has been quite tiresome. I have gone along with your games for quite long enough, but now I'm tired and want very much to. There's another hustle in the undergrowth, which promotes a certified squeak from Maria's mouth. Eek! Eek! Hazel tips her head to one side. What does that mean? Is that some sort of euphemism? No, Amaya. Maria glances away, her bronze cheeks flushed. I meant to say I very much want to extract myself from all this silliness. That wasn't the most encouraging thing, but Hazel seems none the wiser to Maria's anguish. She bounds forth like a rabbit and winds one arm around Maria's shoulder. Don't go, Maria. Please don't go. We need you here so we can all do this test of courage properly. You mean we've yet to begin this so-called test? Did you think we had? Hazel frowns. It ain't a proper test of courage until we split it off into teams. There's 6 of us right now, so we can make 3 teams of 2. If you go, we won't be able to make up the numbers properly, and I'll have to call this whole thing off. Don't let me down, please, please, please. I know it'd be lots of fun. That is debatable. Yuri pulls her face, but as we came all the way out here, it would be a shame to retreat now. I'm kind of curious, too. Be nice if I could get paired with Hunako so we can walk together through the forest together. I can cling to him and I can pretend to be scared, and he can hold my hand and pat my head. Gazma sighs wistfully. It'd be super romantic. As if Hunako would want to pair off with you, you clinging gasping would only slow him down. He'd be far better off with me. No, me. Me. Now, go, set it down. There is a little point arguing about such things now. What do you say, Marie? Will you accompany us, or would you prefer to turn back? Well, Maria looks at her feet at ambush. She used to be in the center of attention, but that's at boardrooms and fancy balls, not in the middle of a moonlit forest. Maria isn't wearing a business suit right now. She isn't in a plush velvet gown. She's wearing a white sundress far simpler than her usual attire, which gives her fresh-faced, decidedly youthful look. Maria is accounts to being in control, but here, divorced from her employees in the wealthy elite who adore her, she has lost much of her status. Maybe that's why she looks so unusually ambushed. If you really wish to do this, I suppose I can go along with it. Personally, I find this all very foolish, but I would not wish to spoil your fun. I am being very magnanimous, so you ought to thank me for this. I'm doing you all a big favor. You are indeed. Thanks a bunch for playing so nice. It's kind of funny. Hazel giggles. I used to be kind of afraid of you after you were so mean to me. But you're not such a bad person after all. All this time you've just been looking out for us, haven't you? Yes, that's right. I am your older sister in a sense, and it's my duty to watch over you. I would not wish any of you to come to harm. Thanks, very much. That's a sweet sentiment. I'm sure we'll be fine. Now, Hazel draws her arm away from Ray, then looks between us. Who are the rules for this little test of mine? We split into 3 groups. 2 of 2, like I said. With nothing but flashlights to guide us. There'll be 1 flashlight per group. I've been jogging around here every day. Last morning I stumbled upon this creepy abandoned shrine buried deep in the woods. I want us to look for this shrine. The first group who gets there will be the winners. Do you have any questions? I do. Although it's more of a complaint, really. Yeah, for some reason I ain't surprised. What's up, Yuri? It won't be much of a competition if you know where the shrine already is. Your team will have an unfair advantage. Maybe so, but I don't remember where the shrine exactly was. I found it during the day. It'd be hard to retrace my steps at night. Everything looks kinda samey around here. I ain't really the best at directions, you know. I can believe that. You seem to have as much common sense as Cosmos's. Don't you always say I have no common sense? Exactly. Yuffie scuffles. Then I retract my earlier statement. Being on a team with you might be such a big adventure after all. I'm glad we got that cleared up. Any more questions? Yeah, I got a real question this time. Will the winning team receive any particular word? I didn't think of that. Hazel ponders one hand beneath her chin. I guess I could give you my autograph. Huh? Yui pulls a face. Who would want your autograph? That's such a cheap price. Hey, I'm pretty famous, I'll have you know. My autograph's worth a whole bunch of money. Yeah, so I'm famous too, in case you didn't realize. We all are in our own ways, apart from Hinako. To me, your autograph worth even less than a single grain of rice. Oh, that's kind of harsh. Are you sure you don't want my autograph? I'm quite sure. Suppose I could prepare a celebratory meal for the winning team. I can cook whatever it is they wish for tomorrow's lunch. How does that sound? That's a better place, but what if your team wins who for me? Then I will cook the same traditional fare I often do. It is little of consequence to me. I do not care very much about it was. I just want to have a good time with everybody. And it would be nice, I suppose, if I could meet a real ghost. Eep. Maria advances, then takes my hand in her own again. It's not that hot outdoors, but Maria's palm, I can't help but note, it's pretty sweaty. It's with that expectation, anxiety, outright fear. Do you think there's a high possibility that we might meet any ghosts who for me? Of course not. Yui shouts. Ghosts don't exist. Everybody knows that. Yes, of course. Maybe the winner can get a kiss from Hunako? Cosmo pipes up before Yui can question Maria's unusual resistance. That sounds like a price worth fighting for. Now that's even more worthless than Hazel's stupid signature. I'm so incredible I could get a kiss from Hunako whenever I want, and more. Besides, but well, I guess I wouldn't hate it. Well, thanks, Yui. I love you too. What? I never said I loved you, you idiot. Yeah, I know you didn't, but you dropped enough hints. They're not at all subtle either. I hope you don't think I'm stupid. I don't think you're stupid per se, but I have often questioned your intelligence. Now, that's the sort of thing you should say about the guy you want to kiss. I don't want to kiss you. I want you to kiss me. Isn't that the same thing? No, it's not. It's completely different. If a guy makes the first move, it's a Bashu game. If a guy makes the first move, it's an optimal game. Though guys often make the first move in optimal games too. People don't tend to like absurd women. What about you, Hunako? Do you prefer to kiss or be kissed? Guess I don't mind either way. So as long as both people are into it, it's not a big deal. Ah, I see. You're a man of varied taste. I'll keep that in mind. And perhaps in the future I shall be even more assertive. Foo. Now I wonder why Cosmos is laughing like that. Is she planning something sinister? Perhaps I ought to be on my guard from now on. Okay, that's the prize sorted. The winner gets a kiss from Hunako. But that's everything. Let's sort out our teams. I want to be on Hunako's team. No, me. I know you two want to be with Hunako. To be honest, I kind of do too. But we all can't fight over him. Let's draw lots instead. That way, there'll be no complaining. It's bold of Hazel to assume her fellow Succubus won't find something to complain about. He was one of the most quarrelsome people I've known. She could be in a paradise and she'll still find something to turn her nose up at. Still, I gotta give Hazel some credit here where it's due. Drawing lots does seem to be a better way to go about this than a free-for-all. If left to their own devices, Cosmo and Yuri would know they'd start bickering. Knowing them, they'll take one of my arms and then pour until they pop clean out of their sockets. Would it be the first time they've clung to me? Unfortunately for them, I happen to like both my arms where they are, and I'd be upset to lose them. Here, some lots I have prepared earlier. Hazel holds out 6 identical sticks, the ends concealed by her fingertips. The ends have different colors. We all gotta take one, then pair off with whoever has the stick with the color matching theirs. I think that sounds fair. It does. Nobody has any complaints with Hazel's proposal, so we're following along with it. We all select our sticks, then examine them beneath the muted moonlight. Mine is yellow. Does anybody have a yellow stick? Yui, ugh. Yui pulls her face, then puffers her stick to Hufame. Yeah, I do. The perfect match. Excellent. It would seem we're on the same team. Let us both do our best. Hee hee. My life is in your hands. Don't be so melodramatic and stop patting my head. I'm not a dog, you know. You're going to mess up my hair. Cosmosis. I have red. Does anyone else have red? Hazel. That's me. Looks like it's me and you. Oh, I see. Cosmo sighs and kicks the ground with the tip of her foot. I wanted to be with Hunako. But you're not too bad, Hazel. That ain't exactly going praise, but I'll take it. Hee hee. Let's do our best. I don't play games for participation trophies. I only play to win. I too would like to win so I can kiss Hunako, so I would do my best. I cannot let that wicked Yui best me. Who are you calling wicked, you little whelp? I'll show you. Who of me and I will get to the shrine before any of you, and I'll kiss Hunako, and you'll have to stand and watch on the sidelines. Ho ho ho! And you're wondering why I call you wicked. You're laughing just like an anime villain. Yui has, like, no chill, but I guess that's part of her appeal. My stick, meanwhile, is green. It's a bright emerald green like the grass underfoot. And coincidentally, like my partner's eyes. I guess that leaves you and me, Maria. I hope you don't mind too much. Oh, no, I am gratified, actually. I was hoping I would be paired with you. You won't mind too much if I find myself clinging to you, will you? Nah, it's fine. You can cling to me as much as you want. But then we'll lag behind the others. I don't care about that. It makes no difference to me whether we win or lose. Your comfort is way more important. Now, I offer Maria my own. Shall we depart? It looks like the others have already set off. Right, Maria loops on through mine, and then the others make a small smile. Then offers me a small smile. Her smile trembles at the edge with interpretation, but she looks no less beautiful for it. Please lead the way. We'll be relying on you. So it looks like the next time we come back, it will be a race to get to the tower, or a ghost town. But until then, since we're going to make this a mini Let's Play, since somehow or another that's what's happened, we will get back to this tomorrow, on Friday, and hopefully we'll get done with the game. Until then, hope everyone has a good night, and I'll see you all next time.